You know how sometimes you have one of those days where a bunch of different things happen and suddenly it all just clicks? A handful of events that seem totally separate, but when you look at them together, they show you this incredibly clear picture of the future?
Well, for the world of artificial intelligence, October 14th, 2025 was exactly one of those days. It was this whirlwind with huge announcements from corporations, governments, and foundations all dropping at pretty much the same time. And together, they painted a vivid map of where all of this is going.
And what that map revealed was a massive conflict at the heart of AI. A powerful tug-of-war between two giant opposing forces that are now shaping the entire industry. So, in this explainer, we're going to unpack what went down on that single day, because it tells us everything about the battle for the future of AI.
Okay, so let's start with the first, and you could argue the most powerful of these forces, the Great Acceleration. This is that relentless, non-stop commercial and tech drive to make AI bigger, faster, and just woven into every single part of our lives.
On this day, you could really see the giants making their moves. And they're not just selling AI tools anymore. They are building these platforms that you just can't do without. Take Oracle. They're creating what they call a data gravity moat. The idea is to make it so easy to bring AI models to your data that you'd never dream of moving your data away. Meanwhile, Microsoft is tackling sovereign AI so they can sell to entire countries worried about data laws. And Google's partnership with WPP? They're basically industrializing creativity itself, and they're talking about efficiency gains of up to 70%. The playbook is simple. If you control the data, you control the entire enterprise.
And then, of course, there's the money. A truly mind-boggling $15 billion pledged by Salesforce, all to make sure San Francisco is the undisputed AI capital of the world. Now, this isn't just an investment, right? It's what you'd call economic placemaking. They're using a massive amount of cash to create a center of gravity so strong that it pulls in all the top talent and shapes the whole industry around it.
But look, this whole acceleration thing, it's not just happening with software and cash. It's totally changing the game for the hardware, for the chips themselves. As Intel's CTO put it, the focus is shifting. It's not just about the heavy-duty work of training an AI anymore. It's about the everyday act of using it, in real time, everywhere.
So this means AI chips now have two totally different jobs. First, there's training. Think of this as the super intense, heavy lifting of building the AI's brain. But then there's inference. That's all the billions of little tasks that happen every day, like you asking it a question or telling it to make a picture. And here's the real kicker. The demand for that fast, efficient inference is expected to absolutely dwarf the demand for training. That's where the real action is going to be.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because you can see exactly how the big chip makers are placing their bets. It's not one single war anymore, it's three. Intel is making a huge play for that massive, cost-sensitive inference market. AMD is teaming up with Oracle to build these giant open-source supercomputers for training. And NVIDIA? Well, they're playing a different game, going after the developer's desktop itself, trying to lock in their software, CUDA, as the standard for everyone building the next generation of AI apps. It's a whole new, much more complex battlefield.
Okay, so you've got this insane acceleration on one side, but it's being met by an equally powerful counterforce. Let's call it the push for control. This is society, governments, institutions, regular people grabbing the steering wheel and saying, hold on, we need some rules here. We need safety and accountability.
And on that very same day, October 14th, we saw this force make a major move. California passed a law, Senate Bill 243. This is a really big deal. Why? Because it's the first law in the US that goes after a specific high-risk type of AI. We're officially moving past just talking about ethics and into the world of hard, enforceable rules.
And this law has teeth. It's not vague at all. It lays out really specific things companies have to do now. Robust age verification, clear labels that say you're talking to an AI, and built-in safety protocols for serious risks like self-harm. And because it's California, this is likely going to become the standard for the whole country. It's called the California effect. The market is so big, companies just adopt their rules everywhere.
But this push for control isn't just coming from the government. Nope. On the exact same day, a group of major foundations announced a $500 million initiative. It's called Humanity AI. This isn't a small project. This is a serious, heavily funded effort to act as a counterweight to all those purely commercial goals.
Their goal is to fund what they call the social layer of AI. They're targeting 5 crucial areas: protecting democracy, improving education, supporting arts and culture, thinking about jobs, and national security. It's basically a big steering mechanism designed to pull AI development back towards what's good for the public.
So, you know the old question, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Well, in the world of AI, you get a whole new set of battlegrounds, and this is exactly where the future of this technology is going to be hammered out.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The entire future of AI is now defined by this one central tension. On one side, you have billions of dollars and the brightest minds pushing for more speed, more scale, more everything. And on the other, you have laws and society and huge philanthropic funds demanding safety, responsibility, and control. Pretty much every big decision in AI from here on out is going to be shaped by this fight.
So this tension creates 4 key arenas where this whole thing is going to play out. Who's going to win the race to power all those billions of daily AI interactions in the inference market? Who's going to own the developer's desktop, the place where all the new AI apps get made? Who will control that critical bridge between a company's data and AI? And maybe the biggest question of all, who gets to write the rules? Who sets the global standard for what safe AI even means?
Which brings us back to one final thought. After seeing everything that happened on that one pivotal day, one thing is crystal clear. The car is moving faster than ever before. But as these two massive forces, acceleration and control, keep battling it out, you have to wonder, who's really behind the wheel?